In the Middle Age of Equestria, there was a vast number of kingdoms ruled by nobles of royalty, who ruled their own lands under the flag of Celestia. In the kingdom of Saddledash, there lived a young beautiful ruler named Princess Seganis. She was given the throne at the age of 12 after her parents and many other ponies were taken away by plague. From then on, Seganis was forced to grow up so she could handle the royal responsibilities of running the kingdom. She was ill-experienced and had no one to guide her but her royal advisors, all of whom she was not close to at all. Due to this, she truly felt alone. By the time she reached her 20s, the kingdom was met with a famine caused by the same dark magic which the plague that killed her parents had returned. Crops began to die, food shortages rose as starving ponies brought chaos to the kingdom. Not knowing what to do, Seganis called out for every powerful unicorn in aid of her kingdom to rid the land of the dark plague, with promises of great treasures to the one who saved the kingdom. However, as one by one they came with powerful magic, all of them left as failures, many of who believed there was no hope for the kingdom. Hope began to slowly go away from Seganis' heart as well, as the delight inside her began to fade. Then one day, another sorcerer appeared. At first, she regarded him as any other older mage, only by then, she had grown weary of any of them being able to help. However, when the sorcerer arrived to meet her in the throne room, she was shocked to see that not only was he not as old as the unicorns before him, he wasn't even a unicorn at all. Instead, he was a young green earth pony with a blonde mane and tail. Her advisor looked at the green pony suspiciously, believing he was an imposter wasting their time. However, Seganis saw something special in the green pony's eyes that the ponies before her hadn't. A spark of confidence that carried with him even while being judged by the other ponies in her council. Without hesitation, and allowing herself to be the most hopeful she'd been all week, she allowed the green pony to speak for himself. The earth pony obliged and revealed himself as voice of the reason. He had come with a solution that could rid the land of the dark plague once and for all. At first, her advisors were highly against this, but Seganis did not listen to them. She had called for help and was not about to push away any chance her crumbling kingdom had for survival. She allowed Voice his chance to save them. For the next several days, Voice began to gather the magical ingredients he needed to make an ancient spell long forgotten by most. Under Seganis' eyes to provide what he needed and assist when need be, she got to know the young sorcerer very well. As they worked, the two became even closer as well with each passing day. They learned about each other's past, goals, and their dreams, and at times when they were alone, Seganis even found herself lowering her guard to share with Voice her deepest pains. And never once did Voice treat her like some poor child, but as a very brave young lady to trust him with such secrets, which moved Seganis very much as her heart blossomed ever brighter. Soon, however, the spell was ready to be casted. All Voice needed was one last ingredient. Unfortunately, he realized that he needed a pearl for the spell to work. A rare object on its own, but even more so as the kingdom was inland. Suddenly, Seganis remembered that her family crown had a pearl as its centerpiece. At first, Voice didn't want to take the pearl off, since he knew the crown was sacred to the kingdom and to Seganis' mother, which he knew through one of their private chats. However, Seganis assured him that she was willing to sacrifice far more than the crown, not just for her kingdom, but for him. Voice, surprised to hear this, knew he had also grown the same feeling for her, but never thought she could ever feel the same way. However, as the dark plague banged on the castle gates, Voice, without hesitation, added the last ingredient and started the spell. The spell was unstable at first, but within minutes, the shadow of the dark plague began to enter the throne room and was sucked into the now floating light that was flowing in the center of the room. After what seemed like an eternity, the spell finally stopped, and the shadow of the dark plague was no more. Voice and Seganis couldn't believe what they saw. In the center of the room was a glowing indigo pearl that now laid on the floor. Voice carefully picked up the pearl and smiled to himself. The spell had worked. Holding the pearl, he explained that, as long as the pearl was protected, the plague would be gone forever and prosperity would reign over the kingdom. In her tearful glee, Seganis embraced the stallion, praising him and saying he could have any treasure his heart desired. Voice then looked up to Seganis, smiled, and placed a magical pearl into her hooves. He then told her that the only treasure his heart could ever want was hers. Speechless and in a moment of passion, Seganis gave Voice a kiss. When he kissed her back, she told him she would be honored to be his, for she considered him her greatest treasure as well. Because of this, their love for one another shined like a light throughout their kingdoms, as well as the rest of Equestria, from then to the end of time. See? That's how you make a satisfying ending. Oh, not that I didn't like the last one, but it still needs to be finished, and, well, I don't really have much more to ramble on, so just have the credits.
Through joy and tears, we're carried by the love, always perseveres. The tiny seed has grown, today is brilliant, flowers show, because love is in bloom. A beautiful bride, a handsome groom, I said love is in bloom.
Oh, and happy half-price candy day!